Jimmy, a first Irish appearance in a while. What was it like for you at the weekend?
It was really enjoyable. Although the conditions were pretty kind of challenging and it wasn't much running rugby, it was actually quite an enjoyable game to play in, and the energy the lads brought was good, and it was good to get back out there.
For a young team, showed maturity at times, particularly at halftime.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that, about kind of the challenging conditions, and I know there was a lot of kind of lads getting their first caps and younger lads and stuff like that, but I thought everyone kind of stood up well and we managed the game well.
And for 9 appearances yourself, did you feel a senior player out there?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I did, yeah, because I was probably one of the older lads now on the tour, somehow I'm still only 28. But yeah, I feel a little bit of a senior player, I suppose, just with so many kind of younger lads and not that many lads with a lot of caps.
I know a lot of the guys are on the Lions, but has it been an exciting group to work with? Obviously, every time you put on an Irish jersey, I'm sure it's unbelievable. But has it been a wee bit different, new coaches and everything, or how have you seen it in your eyes?
It's obviously been different with a lot of coaches away and the whole new coaching setup. But the coach has been brilliant. I've worked with Liams before in Leinster, and he's a great coach. And then getting to work with Mike Prendergast has been really good. He's had some great points and stuff like that, and he's a very good coach. I really enjoyed working with him. And then with the squad, it's been nice kind of load of fresh new faces, load of lads getting to know each other, and it's been great crack.
Have you noticed much difference between Prendergast and Andrew Goodman, for example, and how they like to attack?
Not a whole lot. I think there's kind of a top-down approach in Ireland, basically, for how we want to attack and stuff. It's pretty similar amongst the provinces and stuff. Slightly kind of maybe one or two things that they might say differently or things, but like generally it'd be pretty similar.
And Portugal and Lisbon, what's the weather been like between them so far?
Today actually was a little cloudy, thank God. Yesterday was very, very hot. I think a lot of lads got sunburned. So we were very lucky this morning when we went out. It was cloudy. It's getting a bit sunny now, but I think for the game, it's going to be 7 p.m. It's still probably going to be pretty sunny, so fairly warm, which they're probably more used to than us, but we're looking forward to it.
Were you part of the sort of World Cup squad that took on them? It's been well noticed that they had a bit of skills out behind. Were you part of that then?
Yeah, no, I was there. I trained against them in that kind of training match, and they definitely shocked us that day. And you saw then the World Cup, like after we trained, we knew they were going to do well in the World Cup, and you saw they had good performances. And that day they really, really put it to us, and they're quick outside backs and skillful, and they'll be a tough challenge this weekend.
Have you done much work on the likes of Nuno Sushigatz, Appleton, Lucas Martins?
We've had a small bit. We're kind of looking at their general kind of attack and stuff at the moment. General defence, we're going to wait until the team's named, then we kind of focus in on the individuals. So more so kind of generally looking at it the last couple of games, maybe against Scotland and against South Africa. Those ones where we're playing the kind of tier 1 nations we've been looking at, but then kind of later on in the week when you get the team, then it kind of focuses in on the individual.
Obviously, as a fullback or a wing, you want ball in hand. Maybe didn't quite get as much against Georgia. You're expecting a wee bit more on Saturday? With the conditions, we talked about that. Obviously, we didn't probably get to attack last weekend, but I thought we managed the conditions well. But this weekend, hopefully, we get a bit more running rugby and get the ball in your hand a bit more and kind of go through the phases and kind of, as you say, get to attack a bit more. And hopefully, we can spread it wide, get it out to kind of fullbacks and wings' hands. What about yourself? 100 appearances for Leinster this year, a URC title. Where do you feel your game is at?
I was delighted to get 100 appearances. I never would have thought I'd get 100 appearances for Leinster when I made my first one. I don't know how long ago now it was, but I feel like I'm going well. I've played a lot of games this year. Got the nod for the kind of quarterfinal, semi-final, final of the URC, which I was delighted about. And we obviously won, which was huge for the club. And personally for myself, it was kind of like the first proper trophy I'd won with Leinster playing in the final. I'd obviously lost a couple of Championship finals, but I hadn't actually started in a URC or Pro 14 final before that. So, I was delighted.
And Tommy had his debut. How much are you enjoying that? And what a day. First touch, he says international rugby. It's hard. He scores on it.
Tommy's an unbelievable player, and he's a great lad off the pitch as well. I get on him really well, and obviously played together a good bit this season. And he's great to have in your wing when you're playing fullback. You always know what you're going to get from him. He's always talking, helping you out. So I love playing with him.
Probably a tricky enough question to ask, but a debut in 2022 for Ireland. Obviously, very good players in front of you. 8 caps, 9 now. would you have expected to have a few more?
Yeah, probably. I think obviously I had a bit of a big injury last year. Yeah, with my neck, which kind of knocked me out of 5 or 6 months out, and then I kind of was targeting. That was after the World Cup, and then so I missed that Six Nations, and I was kind of got back just at the very end of the season and didn't play in South Africa. It's always frustrating, kind of when you come into camp and you don't play, and then again I was probably targeting the autumn, and I got a hamstring injury two weeks before, so I probably missed a good few opportunities. Yeah, but I'm just relishing every time I come into camp trying to get a cap. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing.
Plenty talk about Hansen, Lowe, and Keenan. They're all there on the Leinster, but are you ever knocking on the door yourself and just be like, come on, what about Jimmy? Jimmy O'Brien's still here?
Yeah, I think every player is like that, to be honest. They're lying if they're not. Everyone's trying to push on, and everyone's get the best out of themselves. So yeah, I think everyone's like that.
Well dodged. Do you have a preferred position? No, fullback and wing. You've sort of alternate a lot this year, but do you have a preferred?
I don't think so. Honestly, I've also been asked that question a good bit, and I'm kind of put a lot of thought into it. But I don't really. I think I whatever position I play, I tend to play pretty similarly. I just play my own game and play the way I like to play and to my strengths. So like in open play and stuff like that, doesn't not too much of a difference when you're wing or fullback when you're working off your wing. Or the odd time at 13 if I have to fill in there. Like I just try to play the same way. It's just probably different off set piece, defense and attack. But no, I wouldn't have a out and out preferred position.
Super. Last couple from me. Portugal this weekend. You obviously been a long season. Want to finish on a high. Is it a case of must win, or do you feel like, sorry, not must win, you have to win, but obviously 30, 40 points, or is it, as you would normally say, just play your game and see what happens?
Exactly, that's it. I don't think we're like, we know the challenges are going to put up against us. As I said, like especially for the backs, their wingers and fullback are very dangerous. It seems in every game when they get them a bit of space, they all seem to be good footballers, very, very quick as well. So yeah, no, we're not really talking about scoreline or anything like that. As you said, like I know it's kind of cliche, but like that's kind of what we're focusing on, is just playing our own game, trying to play the right way, and it should come to us. And we're kind of confident that if we get our stuff right, it should come to us.
People talk about the debuts getting their chance, but for the older heads, only 28. But when it comes to the likes of autumn and the next Six Nations, these games are being watched, and it's important for you, I believe, or you would have thought to stand up.
Oh no, 100%. 100% it is. As much as it's obviously unbelievable for debutants, there's a lot of guys, myself included, probably on low caps who've been in a lot of camps and they're just getting their chance now because there's obviously so many lads away with the line. So yeah, it's huge for everyone to try and go out and perform, because we know like the coaches away with the lines we'll be watching.
And finally, it's probably here and now short-term focus, but do you have an eye out in that World Cup in 2027 that you want to be a starter?
Not particularly. Like I'm not thinking that far ahead. Obviously, look, goals you want to make the World Cup in 2 years, 100%. But that's kind of like the end goal. Then you have to work back and how you're going to get there. And like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, okay, I want to go on tour. I want to start 3 games, and thankfully I've been able to do that. So that's kind of like the next thing. Then hopefully get into autumn and then play a few games. So it's kind of like, yes, that is the goal, to get to the World Cup. And obviously every time you want to win, you want to be playing. But yeah, you kind of have to work back from there.
Super, Jimmy, and all the best on Saturday. Thanks so much.
Cheers. Thank you.